I was wondering if we kind of compare and contrast briefly the Blue Jays versus Tilt-A-Whirl versus the Grooves Moons.
Oh my gosh, you're like a real journalist.
What? Wow,
That's
thank you.
amazing.
Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music, wherever it may be, and the people that make it, including my guest. And my guest today is another TikTok find. I keep finding a lot of new local musicians on TikTok. And when I say local, I just mean we're not sick of hearing them on the radio yet. Local could be all over the world, and I've interviewed acts from all over the world. But this one's based out of Los Angeles. They're a multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter with about 2 decades of making politically informed rock. Their album Pinto is out now. Please welcome to the channel, KRISTEN Ford. Say hi, KRISTEN.
Hi.
Welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having me, Room 6.
Thanks for the content. Hey. So, if you want to be like KRISTEN and be featured on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking that Room 6 social media link. That's where you'll find all the things I'm up to online, ways you can support the channel, like buying some sweet merch at room6.shop, and more. And what the heck, go ahead and click the like, the share, and the subscribe button. It all helps, and I truly do thank you. Back to you. That's my YouTube spiel out of the way. All right. So I have a couple usual interview questions that I ask of all my prey, and I'll be certainly asking you those. But I also have a few more personal kind of deep dive questions that I like to try to find on people. But first, you Room 6 OGs, you know what's coming. I want to talk about your earliest musical influence. And by that, I mean, do you remember a moment where you said, I want to do that?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I think maybe it was watching Gloria Esteban band live, and she had these amazing conga players.
Don't you fight too, you gotta do the conga beat.
Yeah, like she had these she had this massive band and just like the rhythms and just watching these like drummers go nuts. And then pretty much any live experience, any live music early on, I think it was going to concerts and, well, obviously live music concerts, going to like hear classical stuff or church stuff, but if there was ever like drums, I was locked on the drummer. And yeah, I think there have been so many aha moments on the journey of music that it just kept me hooked.
Nice. I have not, in over 6 years of doing this, I have not heard Gloria Estefan as as the gateway drug to making music. But now, I mentioned in the intro that you're a multi-instrumentalist, and you mentioned about especially drums. Was drums the first instrument you picked up, aside from singing?
It was, yeah.
Which, again, not a lot of people start with drums.
I was like 10, and I had the snare drum and like the big square thing. It was like as heavy as I was, lugging it to school, doing the concert band thing. It's good fun.
Wow. I came to it late personally, and it was guitar, and I'm just now like I'm telling myself that I'm practicing drums. It's a never-ending battle with me. I even made a line of merch called "Make Music, Not Excuses," and it's tough. But practice, you new kids, practice.
Yeah, but you're making merch. That's cool. I mean, at least you're making something.
Yeah, my wife and I went back and forth about it. It was like, should I make merch before I have a following? So, yeah, it's mostly it's come in handy for like Christmas presents and stuff. Or I designed a one-off hoodie for my child using completely copyrighted material, but that's why it was a one-off for her, and with an anime character, and she loved it, and she wore it until it's completely like gone now, the design, because of all the washings. So I got my money's worth out of it, I guess, and she still has a hoodie. So I was wondering if we can switch over to more kind of a question from your past here. This is your life. Hey. I was wondering if we kind of compare and contrast briefly the Blue Jays versus Tilt-A-Whirl versus the Grooves Moons.
Oh my gosh, you're like a real journalist.
What? Wow,
That's
thank you.
amazing.
I have been called the next Nardwar.
No, I'm very impressed.
Yeah,
Wow.
digging it up. Yep.
So it was, sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm just so blown away. I gotta
Oh,
like get
awesome.
back into it.
Um, Basically, kind of, can you tell me like what's the difference, or compare and contrast between the Blue Jays versus Tilt-A-Whirl and the Grooves Moons?
Yeah, so I think the Tilt-A-Whirl was probably the first band chronologically of those, and I was the drummer. Here we are. Look, it's like a riff. It's a thread. It was kind of cool. I was living in Boston, working as a barista, and playing drums in this band, and we had a lot of fun, and we were just making messy garage rock, and somehow got kind of popular. And then things started to get a little bit serious, and the bassist quit, and that's rock and
Oh,
roll.
that old story. Yes.
We trained other bassists that wasn't the same.
I had a band that
Uh,
went through. I had a band that went through like 5 iterations until I finally called it quits.
yeah, it's wild. So then Augie, who I was started Tilt-A-Whirl with, he was the singer guitarist. He moved over to bass, and then my friend Shelby, very talented visual artist who did the lyric video for Whiplash, and talented guitar player, just cool human. Shelby Francis was the singer songwriter and electric guitarist for the Grooves Moons. So I was playing drums, and our thing was like 3-part harmonies and trying to maybe do like a, I don't know. It's like Americana music, but if you were like from Texas and wanted to play rock and roll, I don't know. I would love for that band to get back together. It was a fun band. And then the Blue Jeans, we are going to be working on some new material in 2026. So Genesis Blue is one of my dearest friends. I was actually just texting with her today. She's a rapper and activist based in Houston, Texas, and we met years ago and struck up a friendship and sort of like a remote band where we'd get together and record, and then we'd pop up and do festivals. And yeah, we do like electronic, hip hop, bubblegum pop fun.
I mean, if you're not having fun, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all.
I mean, I guess you could call it conscious rap, but I also think that's kind of like, I don't know. What are labels for music really? It's just
I mean, all music is thievery, and it's all in some way, shape, or form. It's all the same. It's just different. We're highlighting different things, really. And then there's, Bob Dylan, but that's awesome. And I was wondering, like, they all real briefly, just a little bit of information I got. It seemed like they were all completely different, which I think as a singer songwriter is important. But also, you're not necessarily the front person for all these acts, right?
no, no. And I've done some duo stuff with my friend Joseph Jared, which has been fun because he's in a rock band, but together we kind of co-write songs and sing together. And yeah, there's all different ways to approach making music.
Yep, agreed. From there, I wanted to pivot to another one of my usual questions. And this one I normally say like as this act, but for you, I mean, you've been you all your life, but you've been performing as Kristen Ford for like almost 2 decades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a
Yeah.
few shows under your belt at least. My question is, do you have like what's that your most favorite, most memorable moment where either things went way off the rails or you checked off a bunch of rock star wish lists? What's a story that if someone's like, you know, hey, what's the craziest thing that ever happened or the best thing that ever happened to you on stage? What do you got from performing either as just you or with one of the acts that we just mentioned?
Yeah, I think I had I think the obvious answer is like anything that I've done opening for Ani DiFranco has kind of blown away my touring experience in the past.
I mean,
Just because she's playing in such wonderful rooms and has such great crew and great sound and the lighting, and then the audience is there like ready to discover and like love your music. Like it's it's literally like the best. It's unreal, any Ani DiFranco show. And then Ani herself is a fucking force. But I will say that when I was just 20, maybe 19, is very early. My first band, Plaid on Plaid. I was in Chicago, and I was also working as a promoter. I wasn't old enough to get into the bars, and neither were any of my friends in college. So I was like finding these warehouses and putting on underground parties. And we were in Wicker Park, and it was called Shark Attack. This night I put together, it's like Chicago artist something something. I don't know what it stood
Nice.
for, but yeah. But the place packed out. It was way over capacity, and at one point, I'm playing, and the whole floor is like shaking with the music. And just not only being a musician who gets to share that and have that immediate sort of feedback loop, but to be like, I'm the promoter, motherfucker. Like, I made this party. I brought all y'all here.
That's the
So that
best
was a
feeling.
lot of fun.
Yeah, that is the best feeling. The very last show, over time, I realized, hey, I want to put on like a show every so often when I can afford it, where I'm paying the acts to play and not just it's a showcase of Room Six talent. But I would go through and I would say, okay, 5 acts that have been on the show, as different as possible, ideally. And here's a real show you can play, not just a stripped down set in a room with a guitar wall, which is what the old Room Six was. But my very last show was at a venue that was just amazing, and unfortunately had to close due to like licensing and stuff. But I remember walking in. I even took a picture of it, and I just remember like being at the back of the crowd at a metal show that I put on, and I was
Hmm.
just like, "How did this happen? I did this. I didn't make
That's
money, but
cool.
yeah, I. But yeah, you're like, I'm the promoter.
and
God
that's
damn it.
and that's why you got out of the game.
Oh, this
Because you
was
didn't take the money.
the Room Six showcases were never about me making money. It was really about. I mean, I was given like, here, you played, you get a free shirt that I designed specifically for this thing, but it was about just like I want to do a show that I would want to play. And after I played around Vegas for 5 years and was like, some of these gigs are rough, man. You're literally in the corner of a bar and they don't give a rat's ass about you, and you're playing 4 hours for $50. So, and I don't got to tell you, you've been doing it a long time. So from there, by the way, stick around. We're going to be we have a music video we can tack onto this interview that you want to show the people.
Oh yeah.
What do we got?
Like which video? Or
Yeah. Or do you have one for Pinto or?
I do. I have several for Pinto.
Okay. Stick around. We'll
Um,
be seeing a music video.
yeah.
We'll let Kristen go through all her music videos, and we'll get one
Right.
tacked on here. So stick around. We're going to be seeing that. Also, make sure you check out the social media links I put down below for Kristen, so that you can hopefully catch them live at a show somewhere and tell them Room Six sent you, and hopefully the floor will not fall apart.
I know. I look back on it. It was funny, but like, I mean, it was amazing. But I'm glad that no one got hurt. And I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. I would never do that. Like, I get sued, or
I have played
they'll
that
send me to
stage.
jail.
Yeah, I played that stage where if you put your foot in the wrong spot, the microphone dips and it hits you in the face or something if you're not careful. Yeah, I've done that. And would you
Yeah.
believe that venue closed shortly thereafter? Yeah. So, uh, I was wondering, is this still possible? How can one get the Kristen Ford's activity book and mixtape?
Oh, that shit's out of print. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it might have to show up on eBay, or maybe I could bring it back. Maybe I could bring the activity book back. It is holiday season.
Right. Activity
People want
book
to
and
consume, right? Let's
yeah,
give them something new.
put it out on vinyl.
Yeah, I am. Maybe I'm getting more streamlined, but I am a little more excited about selling like tote bags and vinyl and cassettes than coloring books.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, to
But
be
you got to
fair,
get creative.
yeah.
I think it's been interesting to tour during the sort of decline of like the rise of Napster, the collapse of the music industry, and then like the rise of streaming. It's all been, and now we have this music industry that's there's some elements of it that work well, and it seems like the money is not there. The math is not mathing in terms of streaming and creators being compensated for their work. Or
Oh
like
yeah.
I accidentally stumbled across this AI versions of gangster rap songs.
Yes, I've been
It's
obsessed with the like the classic soul versions of.
they do a California Love that's really good. There's like a whole 50 Cent album, and that's like Motown versions of 50 Cent. And it's like this technology's already here. It's fun, but I'm wondering like, is 50 Cent getting any money for this? Because it's his song, it's his talent, it's his likeness. Like, how is any of
Right.
this working?
And they're
Are
probably,
we leaving it up to the current administration? Because
yeah, well, let's not go down that rabbit hole, please. But yeah,
okay.
no, I'm with you. But they're probably going to say something along the lines of, well, it's not the recorded version, like nothing about it except the words themselves. And so that's, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I totally get what you mean. I enjoy that, but I also have, in the back of my head, I'm also like, yeah, but, and I get that. Now we've got like an AI actor apparently, or actress, that's going to be in
Mm-mm.
something, and there's a whole brouhaha about that. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about you and your music. So from there, any plans to come up to the Pacific Northwest anytime soon?
Oh, I was just there.
Were you?
But maybe I'll be back. Maybe
Oh,
I'll be
dang it.
back.
Well,
Yeah, I just was touring through Washington and Oregon.
bummer. Well, if you are
Yeah.
playing again in Portland or Vancouver, Washington, hit me up and I'll be there. I'll cover the show, and I'd love to meet you in person.
Great. Oh, that would be amazing.
Yes.
I recently just did a podcast called Spooky Season Songcast, and it was all about Bigfoot because I became sort of obsessed with Bigfoot touring the Pacific Northwest. So I have to ask you
Yeah.
before I set you free, like what's your relationship with Bigfoot? You think it exists? Have you ever seen it?
It's complicated. That's a relationship status. Uh, um, I no, I have never gone Sasquatching, or whatever the term is. I have no, like, this one time I saw, or nothing like that. The closest I get is on Main Street in downtown Vancouver. There's a really great. It's like, one is a pizza place, and then there's a arcade in the middle with pinballs and arcade games, and then there's a drink, and there's Hungry Sasquatch and Thirsty Sasquatch, and the pizza at Hungry Sasquatch is like our go-to when we want just a decent foldable slice. That's as close as I get. So I love
That's
cryptids.
amazing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love cryptids. I love all cryptids, but I'm not the guy out hunting for them, or I'm not the guy with the poster that says "I want to believe" on my wall. That's an old X-Files reference for those of us of a certain age. But yeah, no, hungry Sasquatch, thirsty Sasquatch, recommend them.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
so a couple more questions, and then we're gonna get to whatever that music video is. Um, any Avenger van horror stories from the road?
Oh my god. Yeah, Lady Van. I mean, that was sort of a time in my life turned the page on. So
We don't open that
maybe all
box.
just like, it was part of my journey.
Write an
Got me
album about
where
it.
I am now.
All right. I just, all the time I hear horror stories from the road, and most of the time they're not that bad, but sometimes you're just like, you're alive. Wow. So I was just wondering, just curious. You were so proud of your Avenger van. So, um, okay. Last question. You made it. Yay. Before I let you go, we're going to circle back to that earliest musical influence, and Room 60's, OGs, they know what's coming. We're going to hop in our little time machine. We're going to go back and talk to the you that was like, I want to do that, Gloria Stefan. And what is one thing that you wish you knew before you went down this twisted road? What is one thing you wish you could tell yourself? Hey, kid, you're going to need to know this. And don't say change your strings.
I wish that I could let her tell me what to do now. And I
Honestly,
think that's what I'm trying to work on really each day and each moment and each time I'm approaching a new project or a jam or listening to someone or even this interview now. It's like, how's the kid want to do it? And yeah, I don't know if I really would change anything. I think it's
I'm,
working out.
yeah, right on. Honestly, I like it. It's an honest answer, and I'm at a point as a singer songwriter that I'm finally feeling like I can call myself a singer songwriter again after many years of not barely touching instruments, but not trying to find find lyrics in find a story and just going over the same old routine of playing the same songs. But I finally have like one or two that I'm working on that I'm happy with, and more importantly, that I think the me that made these two albums, I don't know if you can see them in the shot, would be happy with, because I mean, it's not going to be the exact same as the first two albums. It's been decades since I wrote those, so I'm a different person and I have different life experiences. But yeah, I think listening to the inner child, or the child from the past, and trying to tap into that, why did I start doing this, is a great idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
It's a pretty cool job getting to do music. It's pretty amazing.
yeah, yeah. See, I went the other way, where I created an environment where they come to me. No, it is.
Easier on the body, I'm sure.
Well, after the last time a band broke up by text, Tom, now he's been on the channel since, we've had a good time, but after the last time a band broke up, I was like, I'm kind of done loading gear at 2 a.m. I have a 3-year old. I'm going to take a hiatus from music, and eventually that became this, among other things. But I just like I still wanted to do something in the scene, and I wanted to do something for the scene. And I took a look around, and nobody was doing what I'm doing, and they still aren't. Like, nobody really has a channel that is about the local music level of things and the local music scene, and that includes, like, I review video, or I mean venues, and people's music and live shows, and whiskey, because why not? But it's like, it still blows my mind that, like, apparently this is a thing that people need without realizing they need it. And musicians are terrible at promoting themselves. Let's be honest.
I don't know if musicians are terrible or if it's like the systems with which we're given are not set up for our success. Instead, they're set up to keep us addicted to scrolling,
Yeah.
to make us feel insecure, to compare. And then there's also this crazy pressure to like create content. But like the fact that you are actually doing research on my story and listening to some of the music of the bands that I played with, that's really cool. And it's something that I live in LA, and I just recently went to like a tech week startup that was all women in tech and venture capitalists. And it's just wild to think about, these problems that we face. Maybe there are solutions, and I want to see the local scene come back. I want to see, folks like you that are actually digging in and listening and enjoying and being part of a community. And I think we're all kind of missing that, because the Spotify is just going to feed you whatever the algorithm decides. I don't know.
Yep.
And the artist isn't going to make any money. So, it's like going to shows, having that experience is great, but then hopefully you're bringing conversations to people's wherever they're watching this, probably on the toilet.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
I mean, you're not lying. Where's the lie? She's spitting truths. Yeah. I couldn't say it any better, honestly. And I meant to say this earlier, but if you're still watching this, thank you. And if you don't know who Kristen Ford is, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you just tuning in. But it's I've revived recently Room 6 Radio, which is a live stream that I'm currently fighting with the internet with, but it's on Twitch on the Purple app. I'm also live streaming at the same time on TikTok, and TikTok seems to be winning so far. But assuming I get that ironed out, what I'm doing every week is I'm spinning a wheel of everybody who's been on the channel, and you're going to be added to that wheel. And when it lands on them during the hour that I'm doing my live stream, whatever it is I'm doing, we're listening to that artist, and it's just another way to say, like, hey, you like it? Here they are. Here's who they are. And that's forcing me also to listen to music I may not have listened to when I did the interview and edited like a music video or a live performance into it, or maybe that I reviewed their album, but this is a whole other bunch of music. One of the things that I found reviewing a lot of music is that I like a lot of different type of stuff. I don't have a favorite genre anymore, but on the flip side, I know there's so much more out there that I'm not listening to because I'm just constantly doing. This is my mistress. Editing videos is my mistress. Making content. My
Don't
wife.
tell your wife that.
Oh no!
Don't tell
Believe
your
me,
wife.
they know. Her desk is right there for her job. My desk is right there for editing. She's aware. But I have a very understanding family, and that there's a reason why now my interviews are down to like maybe 2 a week at the most. I at one point it was 4 in a week. They got a little much, and that was like in person, where I got to clean the kitchen right after dinner. And so you want to talk about just like my teenagers, just they're like, again, I'm supposed to make sauce, and things like that. It got real tight. But anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being on the channel. Stick around. We're going to watch whatever that music video is, and then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, we'll see you in a minute.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate you, Josh.
No worries.
Hey, Ani. Yeah, it's Kfo. I'm at the house show. Well, it's just kind of weird that house show, no one's even here or anything. Yeah, okay, yeah, great, okay. Okay, bye. Hello?
Feel like everything is working out for me.
I want to thank Kristen Ford for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. If you want to know more about Kristen, hit those social media links down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. And don't forget to ring the bell. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, Kristen. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.